All right, this is going to be the hardest part of everyone's day, apparently. This is going to require thinking and logic. Oh, I know it's going to be tricky. It's going to be a hard one. You ready? Let's see. So we know that the Epstein files contain, I don't know, a million and a half files that haven't been released, and the ones that have been released did a better job of exposing the victims than exposing the perpetrators. So anyway, we know all that, and we know that they're not really arresting anyone, right? I mean, unless unless ICE finds you, in which case you're the worst criminal in the world because you're here in the United States without documentation, even though you're working harder than most of the scumbag motherfuckers who are arresting you, right? So we have some patterns here of people being held accountable, right? In certain, I don't know if I want to say demographics, or we'll just say, we have people being held accountable here and there for different reasons. And then we have child rapists in government and positions of power who are not being arrested. Now, here's the part where some thinking comes into play, right? Why would they choose to focus on, say, people in the United States without documentation instead of people that are harming children? Why would they choose to do that? I don't know. It's just a question. Maybe think about it. Why are there 80 fusion centers in the United States, right, that get funneled billions of dollars every year to track everyone and everything and be these information hubs? And what is biodigital surveillance, right? And what are all these technologies and tools being used to track everyone and everything? And if everyone and everything is being tracked all the time because of the wireless body area network or whatever else they're using to track people, why can't they arrest Epstein's client list? Right. So I think the answers are really probably more obvious, and you don't need someone like me to point them out to you because there's a lot of people who are a lot smarter than me. I don't know if they're pretending, to not be smarter than me, or if they are being quiet to collect a paycheck, or they know in fact in detail a lot more than I do, and they don't want to say anything because they don't want to get hurt or, whatever. Um, I'm not really interested in those reasons why. What I am interested in is all of you coming to and snapping out of it and recognizing this for what it is. Because it is a very large cover up and everyone's participating, right? This is not a small network. This is not one or two bad apples, right? It's hilarious when you guys say back the blue. That's the funniest thing in the world, right? And the people who came up with the slogan of back the blue are probably the same people who came up with the term conspiracy theorists. You know what I'm saying? So it's all of them, right? And if you think it's not all of them, can you make a business case, right? Show me who's being paid to do what profession, and show me, right, all the things that we obviously already know in terms of who's participating in this, right, at the higher levels. Um, can you just make a business case that everyone's not involved and they don't have help from every single agency in the country? Just look at who's being arrested and who's not being arrested. It's probably the most obvious example that we have right now. And talking about patterns, I mean, my goodness, how about all those mayors? All those mayors and governors who are out there celebrating Pride Month and the Pride parades. And what a coincidence. Those pride flags are all over the courts that's trafficking my son, right? Isn't that so weird? Isn't that such a coincidence? How they're all out there repping that flag, you know? So, in my opinion, my estimation, right, just going off the patterns, that gay pride flag is just a symbol in our faces that they're trafficking children through the family court system. I don't really have anything good to say. I just want all of you to wake up so we can end this fucking shit show. Makes me feel better to talk about it because I wake up in the morning and, no one will do a wellness check on my son. I can't see my son. I haven't spoken to my son. And everyone just seems to think this is normal, and I'm being treated like a criminal because I have to do pickups and drop-offs, at least when I was allowed to see my kid at the police station. I have to have a mental health evaluation. I have to have supervised visits, which aren't happening. I mean, I've been telling you guys that I've been targeted for years before my son was born. Nobody's encountered this many police as I have, who's a normal citizen. You know what I mean? But you all you want to point the finger and be like, crazy, instead of actually having conversations about things that you can see in front of your fucking face. You know what I mean? Like, it's just sad. It's just fucking sad, man. It really is that you guys can't have a conversation and you want to make people out, the people who are noticing and who have been right every fucking step of the way, 9/11, Patriot Act, FISA 702, spying on citizens, Wuhan lab, eating children, the people who have been right every step of the way, you still want to mock and ignore? Why? Like, tell me, what logical sense could that make? Are you thinking? Are you paid opposition? Or, I mean, this is the hardest question you have to ask yourself is like, am I even thinking for myself?